Good evening. Welcome on in for the part 2 edition of tonight's From Day One. I'm going to title it the Peace to the World edition. Yes, we're hoping for peace all throughout our great world and across Dominion as well. But of course, we also do have our frauditors, First Amendment auditors, sovereign citizens, flat earthers, Karens, and otherwise just old morons to bring you company as we march through Dominion for the next hour. And we will start with an idiot, a frauditor, auditing a post office up in the great U.S. Northwest. However, there is something you're going to find out quite interesting about this particular frauditor. Let's take it away as we hit the mailbag.
I have business here.
Dude, we're just a minute into the video, and you're already lying.
Yep. I'm not. Wrong. Is your postmaster available? Is
Sparky Taser
yes,
available?
Your postmaster. Call him. Call the postmaster. All right, now I'm going to approach the counter. You can't shut down services to the public just because I'm in here recording. No. No.
I'm going to have to call the police again.
I have business here.
Wait a minute. You're going to have to call the police again? You mean this moron's been there before?
The last time.
I need to purchase a stamp. A 1-cent stamp. Can I please purchase a 1 cent?
Oh my god! Now that is fucking funny. His business, so he can have an excuse to do business, is to purchase a 1-cent stamp. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's what you call being extremely cheap, frauditor. Most frauditors will at least buy one regular first class stamp, which is like 55 cents. You can't be bothered with a couple quarters. You want to buy a 1-cent penny stamp. Jesus Christ, alley. Oh, I have no problem with you tasering the hell out of this guy. Really?
Stamp.
Dude, you're sounding pathetic. We both know you can't afford a 1-cent stamp.
Oh, that is harsh.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Now you need to finish conducting her service. Are you the postmaster? Are you the postmaster?
Dom, I know you'd kill him, but please.
And call your postmaster, because I'm not leaving until you do.
Oh, I bet you would. If they tell you to leave and they call the cops, you will be leaving.
And get them down here.
So what, are they supposed to call the postmaster every time an idiot with a cell phone walks in there? That would be ridiculous.
Much later.
Here's the video. Yep, and I need a receipt, please.
You need a receipt?
I was gonna say the same thing. He needs a receipt for a frickin' 1-cent stamp.
Your penny transaction? What are you doing? Are you gonna try to ask for a refund after?
I want to put it past this guy.
You're all set. You have a wonderful day.
Man, I could have.
Step there. There's a survey. You're supposed to circle that? Yeah, you're supposed to circle that. Okay. It's another fail.
Oh, go fuck off.
No, it's too late. She failed. You can't get the win now. Oh, I know where the survey's at, but her job and policy is to circle it before she hands it to me. Yeah.
Oh, go fuck off, sir. Really?
So, let's get the Postmaster General up here.
Why do you have to be an ass with everybody you see? Who hurt you?
Or the police, one of the two.
Yeah, here's the dolly. Please show us where the good man hurt you. Because we swear somebody must have.
And I'm going to respectfully decline. So either call the police or call the Postmaster General so that we can get this.
Postmaster General is not going to come here. All I'm doing is asking you politely to stand over there.
And I respectfully decline.
He doesn't know anything respectfully.
Can we take a moment to appreciate how bad the quality of the video is? It's like if he recorded this with a flip phone or something.
He probably did, knowing this idiot. He probably borrowed Potato Can 1.0 from 1980.
Yes, it is. Go ahead and stick around. You'll get a free education, too. There's no expectation of privacy in public. Did you give them consent to use that camera there?
How about I give you a little deal and we sweep your leg? Oh, wait a minute, that's Glenn Stereo's move. Are you this much of a perv you gotta focus on the ladies? I haven't seen you focus on one single guy this interaction,
Where do you
sir.
live? How much do you pay in taxes?
What the fuck is it
I
your
can
perv?
guarantee you she pays a lot more than you. That wouldn't be hard though, because your amount is probably 0.
What kind of car you drive?
Again, what the hell is it your prerogative to know what she drives? You're goddamn being a perv.
Okay.
Stop being a perv. I like that. You got security in this building.
Stick around. Stick around and get a free education. Are you? Do you have a gun? Who are you? Who are you? Are you a federal employee or are you a customer? Because I don't have to answer nothing. Did you call the police yet, ma'am, or the Postmaster General? Because the Postmaster General will educate you. And you're a supervisor.
No, he won't.
Can you want to comment on your Poster 7? It's out of date by more than 2 decades.
You know they didn't issue Poster 7 2 decades ago.
Don't approach him now. You're going to tell me what to do?
This guy is such a joke. He should really take an early retirement from all this frauditing nonsense. Like, go do something constructive with your wife.
Yeah, like playing bingo. That would be more constructive than what he's doing. I hear that you can only have to count to 75.
So leave then. So leave then if you're uncomfortable.
Are you carrying a weapon?
Are you? Do you have HIV? Do you have hepatitis?
Dude! Stop being a pervert and a fucking moron to boot.
Okay. So what? That's your Second Amendment right, isn't it?
I'm just worried about the way you're acting. It's a little peculiar.
That's too bad. You're going to be a YouTube star. You're going to be a YouTube star. You all are. Sure.
Guess what? I looked up your state. You're in a state where you have to have two-party consent. Well, guess what? You're actually committing breaches of the law here, dude. So I wouldn't be talking about who's going to be a YouTube star.
Sure he is.
Please don't.
Hey.
Please.
Yeah.
I'm out of here, man. You can tell me
That's the right choice. Wow. Y'all going to get another free education here today. You guys didn't learn the first time.
Let's get that right. You didn't learn the first time. Maybe you'll learn on the second time, but I doubt it.
Right. On video. Yep.
Great. Now he's chasing away actual paying customers. Anyways, what an idiot. Let's fast forward to what the cops get here.
Good idea.
Officer Hayden, you're back. We're back.
Yes.
I had to come back to buy a stamp.
Actually, guys, wouldn't it be better if we could see it from the cops' point of view? See exactly how stupid is that
Do we have that one? Did you get the body cam?
guy looks? Well, what do you know?
Oh, you did! Awesome! Let's go that way. 'Cause I was getting sick and tired of watching the idiot's potato cam.
One of my higher ups called the inspectors as well, so.
All right. What's going on today? Why are you guys here again? Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yes, sir. What's going on?
Back.
Yes, but why?
I had to come back to my stamp,
Okay.
and I have every right.
Yes, you do.
To
And
fill
I
my
understand that.
transaction
But
at
you
the
can't
counter.
go to the counter.
Yes, I can.
Okay, listen.
It's a call the phone. No,
Listen.
No, call your supervisor.
Listen.
I'm no longer wish to engage
Why
with you.
are you doing this to me?
Because
You and I had a rapport before.
Because now we're going to do it the right way.
What's
now-
the right way?
Because
You're right. Let's do it the right way. Sparky taser, handcuffs, and you in jail. That in our books would be the right way. Now, do you really want to go that way? Or do you want to shut the fuck up and actually, maybe get out of this without going to jail?
the last time I let you say your piece,
I told you
were
you
wrong.
could. What do you mean I'm wrong?
I'm allowed to record my transaction at the counter.
Not anybody else's
I
transaction.
didn't
Yours
record
you can.
anybody else's.
Yours you can.
I
They're
didn't-
saying you're bothering other customers.
Well, that's them.
Okay.
Okay, so call your supervisor.
Because you definitely were. You were filming other customers at the counter. Stop lying. You are a liar.
Please, guys, tell me in the comment. Have you ever seen a bigger man-child, either in person or online? Because I haven't.
So now you want to see a supervisor?
And,
Unfortunately, going through over 80 days worth of content to be able to put on part 2s I have, and I'll have to send you some of them, Frauditor. Frauditor Trolls, by the way, is the channel that we're currently partnering with at the moment for this video. I'll have to send you some of those, and yeah, prepare to cringe.
We'll get a
Postmaster
supervisor.
General.
Well, that's between them.
Well-
I'm not going to call Postmaster General for you.
She can, because
Okay.
I need to file a complaint.
And if listen, okay, you were told
You're now a Karen too. You want to file a complaint over your 1-cent stamp.
the last time you were here that you are allowed to be in a public area.
Mhm.
Your action, yes, you can. You
Yes,
can record it.
Exactly.
Anybody else's, you can't.
Right. And
Okay.
I'm not trying to.
But you are. That's
No,
what
I'm
they're
not.
saying.
That's too bad.
Okay.
So watch their film.
Okay. Well, they have video here too.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm just advising you. I'm not the enemy here. You're making me out to be the enemy.
Well,
Okay.
call your supervisor.
Listen to me.
I asked for a supervisor.
Listen to me. Okay.
I'm done talking.
I asked for a Sparky taser. You don't see me getting it, so why should you get a supervisor?
What's your name?
Okay. You're done talking.
I don't answer
Now,
questions.
see, the problem is,
Call your
the
supervisor.
problem is, okay.
What's your name?
Last time. Okay.
What's your name, Ambassador?
Then he'll be here. He'll be here.
What's your name? What's your badge name?
You want a supervisor? Let me get a supervisor for you. Let me get a supervisor for you. Let me go.
Yep.
Let me get a supervisor for you.
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead.
After looking more on his channel, I found out that he actually did the same thing to the same post office 2 more times. If he keeps it up, he could become the new Glenn Serial. Who knows?
Wait a minute. He's gone and done this now to the same post office 4 times? Dude, get a car. At least go to the neighboring town. Stop being a perv.
Who knows?
I was very cordial to you.
You try to tell me I cannot go up to the counter at all and record.
You cannot record any personal papers up on that counter. No, you cannot.
And guess what?
No, you cannot.
Listen, I am not going to record. If I walk up there
You
to do
cannot.
my transaction and they have papers out,
Your transaction.
that's on them. So if
Okay.
they have
So how
papers
am I
out,
wrong?
you told me I couldn't go up there and record at all. Go back and watch the video.
You can't record
I no longer wish to
other
engage with you.
transactions. Yes, no, you
I
can't.
no longer wish to engage with you.
No, you can't.
I no longer wish to engage with you.
You know what? You're gonna. Okay. All right. Supervisor's on his way.
Thank you.
Okay.
Make sure you don't delete that. I'll FOIA request that. You're a public official. Good.
Yeah, he's refusing me. He doesn't want to speak to us. He wants to speak to a supervisor and a postmaster general. That's who he wants to speak to.
I don't know.
They're calling him. They're calling him and bringing him in, but he wants to speak to a supervisor.
Well, there you go, Karen. You have your supervisor. Are you happy?
No.
Well, this guy seems to think that he can just use opinions as facts. And tell no, I'm not done talking. You asked me a question. I wasn't done.
I haven't remembered that clip in a while, by the way, for those who did it. That's Bruce Almighty there.
I didn't say anything to you.
Okay, what'd you just say then?
I came in.
You just said, what's up?
Didn't you recommend and accommodate him and say everything? You said Doug Hayden was very polite, respectful, everything. I mean, to me, I just want to know, what do you guys get out of this? I mean, you guys have been coming here and doing this day in, day out.
This is called a recheck, sir. A recheck. A recheck. Okay, but did they learn the first time? Did they learn the first time?
They're making the calls. Like, you guys are in here. Customers are walking in and out. I mean, if you were a customer and somebody was taping you, wouldn't you feel uncomfortable? I'm asking. So your personal opinion. Wouldn't you feel uncomfortable? Somebody came in every day.
Mr. Officer, frauditors do not give a shit about anybody else. They only
Hey,
care about
I'm the only one that
themselves.
can curse on this channel. Hold on, be careful.
How many Big Brother cams you got count? How many cameras are here? All right, failed by both.
Why don't we get an up-to-date poster 7? The poster 7 on the wall is out of date from 1993.
Hey, one of the customers said she had a gun in her purse, but there's nothing wrong with that, huh?
When did you say that?
Ask your supervisor. She was standing right there. Supervisor? Did she not? Say it for the camera.
These frauditors are such pathological liars. She said she might have a gun. She was just trying to be smart with you since you're being a smartass.
Titus? Okay. What's your name and badge number?
You already gave me politeness the other day. You came in the A district, you talked to me.
You're a lieutenant.
I was a lieutenant.
Yep, you passed then, you fail now.
What's that?
You passed then, you fail now.
I passed and I failed now?
You passed then,
And then fail now?
you fail now.
Okay. Alright.
It's a recheck. It's a recheck.
I understand what you're doing, but you gotta understand.
You have to understand. Because I'm doing this for the 716. I'm going to hold you guys accountable.
I know, but if you're gonna cut me off, I don't have to give you respect and I can just leave. You're not giving me respect and you're cutting me off. I'm telling you, every day you guys are coming in here and doing this, I don't think it's right. There's customers coming in left and right, and then they're feeling harassed by you guys. That's the complaint right now.
You cannot make a First Amendment protected activity into a crime. It is not harassment, and you know that.
Cut me off.
Well,
Hopefully you'll get educated too, Lieutenant.
Well, there you have it.
All right, and that's all you got of them? Okay. Skeptic, are you ready? Oh, we got our good friend Team Skeptic. Are you ready? Oh, wait a minute. No, hold on. No, we've done that one before. Sorry, Skeptic. We've dealt with the moron extraordinaire from the bank who cried that he lost his $131. Alrighty, let's go with a new guy that we haven't had before. Truth Science, are you there? I'm starting to love what you're going to be able to bring to us because you have for me something that I really love to laugh at. And that is some people who believe that they are Moorish sovereign citizens. And today we're going to take a look at some of these morons in court. And what I really love about this guy is he actually will act like he's somewhat with them, but still will mock them religiously at the same time. As always, please make sure any voice you do hear that isn't mine is not necessarily those of from day one, and anything, whether it be medical or anything else, is not to be taken as the fact. Please search with your CDC, WHO, and or local like NHS as to what the correct current conditions are and precautions you should be taking for any disease, whether it be coronavirus or anything else. Yeah, I think we covered YouTube. Let's begin. Just in case any of these Moorish individuals get into that. So, what do you got for us? Alright, let's begin. Alright, looks like we got a courtroom just after 11 in the morning.
Okay, this is the matters of State of New Jersey versus Emir Colonel Chauncey L., also known as Cornell Hall, also known as Cornell Dixon.
That's a lot of names. How about known as moron?
No. We're not going down that road. We're not going down that road.
And we know we're really off to the start. Before we even start, he's already complaining to the court. And of course, he's wearing the fez. Fez. The only person I ever saw pull off a fez was David Tennant in Doctor Who.
Everybody else sit down. Have a seat. Have a seat. That's 0807727I, 0302282I, 0804441I. Mr. Luciano, would you note your appearance for the record?
Good morning, Assistant Prosecutor Michael Luciano for the state.
All right, last time we were in court, the court made a ruling. Mr. Houston, would you note your appearance, please? All right, court made a ruling, in essence, allowing Mr. L. To represent himself in these matters. Subsequent to that, the court has received 2 other filings from Mr. L. Sir, you are?
Sir, I'm Alfred Sahel from the Aboriginal Law Firm.
Are you a licensed practitioner?
I am not.
Well, on the other side, sir, on the other side of the rail. Thank you.
This judge is not playing with them Moorish sovereigns. He tried to come up and represent this Moorish sovereign, and they're not even lawyers. He shut that down real fast.
Yes, he did.
Subsequent to that ruling, the court has received, I believe, 2 other filings from Mr. L. And in one of those filings, he's raising a jurisdictional issue. So the court, upon further reflection, given the nature and complexity of the issues that have been raised by Mr. L., the court is rescinding its previous ruling and will make a determination that until a licensed practitioner in the state of New Jersey substitutes in for Mr. L., the court will enter an order that Mr. Kiesler will remain as counsel.
Objection.
Dum dum dum. Okay, you were a moron. We don't like morons. Shut up, moron. We're doing court. And of course, he's got to have an objection.
For the record,
It's overruled.
objection.
It's overruled. I don't even need to hear the objection. It's overruled. And then he immediately is re-objecting.
Record, I have not authorized the Office of Public Defense or John J. Kiesler to take this matter.
Okay.
To represent this.
Very well.
The office, for the record.
I got it. Until there is a licensed practitioner in the state of New Jersey.
Objection. The practice of law cannot be licensed by any state, and that's according to Swore versus Board of the Examiners 353, U.S. 238239.
Objections overruled.
Ah!
Until there is an attorney, a licensed practitioner here to represent Mr. L., court is recognizing Mr. Keesler as the attorney of record.
Objection. For the record, on the record, and let the record show, the rule of professional conduct states, RPC 1.0, a firm, a law firm denotes a lawyer or lawyers in a law partnership, professional corporation, sole proprietorship, or other association authorized to practice law, or lawyers employed in a legal services organization or the legal department of a corporation or other organization. http://www.judiciarystate.nj.
Are you really reading us the website URL for what you think is defending your court position? Is that what you really believe is what's supposed to be done in a court case when you're citing a previous court ruling? You're reading the website URL? You really do need that public defender. Dude.
Guys,
rules.
Until an attorney authorized to practice law is representing you, Mr. L., the public defender's office, Mr. Keesler, will represent you.
Objection. For the record, the corporate body politic that has authorized the Aboriginal Law Firm's Secretary of State authorization number is 003.
The fact that you listen to me, that's it. That's it. I'm tired of this now. If you come in here again with this mess, and I'm going to call it mess on the record, you're going to be arrested. We're done. This matter will be continued till November 10th. If there's a substitution of attorney from somebody licensed, the fact that the Aboriginal law firm may have some saying with the Secretary of State is not the issue in this case. It's a question of whether, in fact, the law firm has an attorney licensed to practice in the state of New Jersey. The matter is continued to November 10th, 2008 at 9 o'clock. Thank you.
Objection.
I'm done.
Now put this on the record, please.
You can put whatever you want on the record. I'm done.
For the record, on the record, and let the record show, I have...
Here we go with the for the record, on the record, and let the record show that they love the poll.
Filed a writ of coronam juris, a demand for termination or state the proper jurisdiction to all matters concerning the items of subject.
I know, I got it. I already placed it on the record. Place it on the record. November 10th, 9 o'clock. That's it.
For the record, I give honors to Judge Smith. Thank you.
Collect your papers and get out of that man's courtroom.
Agreed.
And now, under indictment 08-04-0441, we will proceed to the matter of the State of New Jersey versus Cheyenne and Cushmere L.
Ooh, we got another judge handling the moron. This should be good.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
Cancel your appearance,
And yeah, he's wearing the fez.
please.
Judge, good morning. Assistant Prosecutor Michael Sheriff of the state.
Good morning, Cheyenne. Attorney Cushmere L. on behalf of the Aboriginal Law Firm.
Hi. Mr. Cushmere L., you are not here on behalf of the Aboriginal law firm. You are here as yourself.
No, I am not, ma'am. I have authentic documentation concerning my identification. The state of New Jersey cannot have charges against Cheyenne MK Ill, considering it doesn't have jurisdiction. I'm not in the state of New Jersey, ma'am. I'm domiciling in North America, and I'm in Timbuktu. That's where we're at right now, ma'am.
Wait. He claims that he's in Timbuktu. Google, is there a city called Timbuktu in New Jersey? My phone just flashed back to big old letters N-O. Okay, thank you, Google.
That's the indigenous name. I have treaty immunities according to the Article 6 of the Constitution.
I'm going to interrupt you for a moment, please. We will talk about all of those substantive issues and procedural issues in a moment.
All right, man. No problem.
You are not here as a representative of the Aboriginal law firm. You are here in my courtroom as a named defendant in a criminal indictment.
Ma'am, with all due respect, ma'am, I'm not a defendant. With all due respect, ma'am, I am representing the Aboriginal law firm concerning this matter.
You have no respect in the universe. Forget in the world. You have no respect in the universe.
If I may state for the record,
Sir,
ma'am.
no,
You may not state for the record. We do not need to hear your moronic morons.
Listen to me.
Objection.
Sir, your name, please?
Who the hell is objecting? That's somebody off camera.
Mayor KCL.
First of all,
Oh, fuck, another L.
First of all, please have a seat. Secondly,
Police of all,
I
shut
do
the
not
fuck
allow
up.
people to call out from the audience, so please don't do that.
Objection, ma'am.
Sir, I do not allow people to call out from the audience. Please do not do that.
The judge just said that she doesn't allow people to call out from the audience, and the Morris Sovereign turns around and does it again. Why must the Morris cheerleaders that have nothing to do with the case open their mouths? All they're going to do is make things worse.
Agreed.
Thank you.
Okay, well, for the record, ma'am.
Sir, do not call out from the audience. Please be seated and please be quiet.
May you continue, ma'am?
No.
Okay.
Sir, do not listen to me. How about that sheet? When you were in court on November 17th, you told me that you wanted me to call you Cheyenne Cushing-Muir L.
I'm told Cushman, yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, you want me to use the full middle name too?
You don't have to, ma'am.
But remember I was asking you if I could call you Mr. Cushing-Muir L, and you said no, you wanted me to use your first name?
Yeah, I said, ma'am. I said, call me Cheyenne. I'm told Cushman L. This is what I always say, ma'am.
That's fine. All right. Cheyenne Cushing-Muir L. You are named in the indictment as a defendant in a criminal case. I understand your position. Number one, the state of New Jersey does not have jurisdiction over you, could not and should not have named you in the indictment, and you're not subject to the laws of the state of New Jersey and the procedures. I understand that that is what your position is. And at the end of the day, you may actually succeed in that position. Someone may be determined as a matter of fact and as a matter of law that you're correct, and these papers and the indictment will be dismissed. But as of now, procedurally, in this courtroom, that is how you stand.
Excuse me, ma'am. Objection, ma'am. The state of New Jersey has documentation of my identification. The original charge, ma'am, was charged to Brandon Casimir for possession of CDS exhibiting false document, possession of false document. That warrant, ma'am, was signed by George McCloskey. I served your office.
Thanks, Gregory.
Gregory McCloskey, ma'am. Serves your office with the proper documentation that the oath was not signed or the warrant wasn't signed, man. Therefore, if you can give me a minute to get my papers situated, I can tell you exactly what I'm talking about.
I understand what you're talking about, sir, but this is the problem. We are not talking about whether the indictment's going to be dismissed, whether the issuance of the warrant was improper, whether the oath is improper. We're not talking about any of that yet. We will get to that eventually, but we are not talking about that yet. We're talking today about whether you are going to proceed representing yourself or whether you are going to need an attorney to represent you.
I'm not consenting to any of the proceedings. I will not be making any agreement with any attorneys at law, providing I haven't given any of the proper attorney. I'm only here under threat, duress, and coercion because I've been falsely imprisoned under false identification with proper documentation from the state, man. not from the state, but authenticated by the state, man. I'm here under threat, duress, and coercion. My property was stolen from me, so I cannot represent myself. That's impossible to do, man. I'm here in appropriate persona juris. I'm here before you. This is not the person or the man that was charged. Brandon Casimir. That's a dissolved entity. Brandon Casimir origins starts in Brooklyn, New York. I have
Well, it
documentation.
also says, also known as Casimir L. And on November 17th, the indictment was amended to reflect your correct name, which you have told me.
That's my identity.
Is Cheyenne, your name, your identity, whatever you want to call it, as Cheyenne M. Kushner L.
Okay, so what I'm gathering here is this.
Yes, please.
When this Morris sovereign was charged with whatever crime he was charged with,
right,
he was still using his government name. So what he did was, in the middle of the in-between, or probably before even the first court hearing, he then went and changed his name to a Morris name. The problem that he doesn't realize is that what he thinks is that because he changed his name, that he is no longer that other person. No, that is not how things work. You are still that other person. Just like she said, now it just reflects AKA. Like, you changing your name doesn't change your actual identity. You are still that same person. You changing your name doesn't change your fingerprints. When you went to the police station, they fingerprinted you. So just because you changed your name doesn't mean now that when they run your prints, you're not going to come up. You might come up as the name that they had before you changed it, but you are still that person. You are still the individual. So you thinking that you found a Morris loophole by changing your name to a Morris name, that is not going to work.
By the way, let me actually save you there. He actually hasn't changed his name. He's just basically bitched and moaned so much in his court case that the judge himself, just to make sure that the guy doesn't cry and complain every half a second, so that she can try to get through this court case, has gone and called him that, just basically try to speed this along type situation. Just so you know, my good friend, Mr. True Science, let's get back to the case.
My purpose today, and I'm going to repeat this, is to decide whether you are going to continue to appear in this courtroom without the benefit of legal counsel, or are you going to have an attorney? If I decide that you need to have an attorney, you don't have to agree. You and I probably during the course of the proceedings are going to disagree about a lot of things, but that's fine.
Yeah, that would be threat, duress, and coercion to force me to get an attorney, man. That would be a violation of Title 18 United States Code, deprivation of rights. I have a consent to have an attorney, man.
You don't have to consent,
My society, according to the Constitution, man, I have the right to have counsel.
Which Constitution is that?
The United States Constitution, Article 6, that states that treaties and all laws of the United States are the supreme law of the land. I have a treaty of peace and friendship via 1787, man.
Well,
that is not...
Denied! That treaty that you're referring to, filed in 1787, back at the very beginning of the United States founding, was rescinded by both parties in the early 1900s, 18-XX type years. So it has not been in effect for over 150 plus years. That's like somebody saying, because of the Magna Carta in 1215, I don't have to do X in Australia or Japan or anything else. Means absolutely nothing.
I would suggest to you that you also read the cases that talk about your constitutional rights.
I have that.
Say that you only have the right to proceed without an attorney when you are able to do so, and that this court has the authority to tell you either to get a lawyer or to appoint an attorney when it believes and finds that you are not able to do that. That is the purpose of today's hearing, sir.
Can you cite the case law, ma'am? And is that a federal statute?
Moretti versus California at 422 U.S. 806, a United States Supreme Court case.
Oh my God, she actually had it ready. Oh, I love this judge. I gotta send her a Krispy Kreme card. Actually, she probably would prefer a Starbucks card. That is awesome, Judge. Just awesome. You actually had it ready for when the moron tried to pull it. That is so good.
Okay. Well, according to Canon 3, ma'am, Canon 3, I'm gonna get it for you in a second, ma'am.
Okay.
1 second. According to Canon 3, it stipulates of the Judicial Code of Conduct, it stipulates a judge should perform the duties of judicial office impartially and diligently. A, should apply to every person who is legally interested in a proceeding or that person's lawyer. These are members of my society who are interested in this legal proceeding, man. And you are obligated according to the Code of Judicial Conduct to allow them to be able to consult with me about these issues.
Wrong! Unless they are lawyers, you can talk to them anytime you want outside of the case. They're not required to be able to come inside the well and actually sit there and basically yell at the judge. So what else you want to try?
You need an opportunity while this matter is going on to consult with people. All you need to say is, Judge, I need to take a moment to consult with someone.
Okay, no problem, man.
You have sat in my courtroom on a number of occasions, and I think that you are aware of the fact that I say to people all of the time, you were here when I took place. If you need time to talk to your lawyer, let me know. You can step outside and talk to your lawyer.
Well, my society has power of attorney over my person, man. And according to Canon 3 as was stated, just finishing up, it says, except as authorized by law, neither initiate nor consider ex parte or other communications concerning pending proceeding. So just to put that on the record, I would like to consult with my counsel from my society, man.
Before proceeding any further?
Before proceeding any further, man.
Certainly, sir. You may step outside. Listen to me. You may step outside into the lobby.
Yes, ma'am.
And now I'll give you 5 minutes.
No problem.
And come back in, sir.
No problem.
Officer, I don't want those people standing in that front row. I told them to sit down, make them sit down. The other thing is, I don't want a phalanx of sheriff's officers across the back door. It is intimidating to me, and I don't want the litigants in my courtroom intimidated like that. So please tell them. You know, if the other sheriff wants to talk to me about it, that's fine. This is my courtroom.
All right, we're back 5 minutes later.
That'd be great. All right, sir, you've had an opportunity to consult.
Yes, ma'am. Just for the record, I'm a Moorish American Aboriginal Indigenous man.
Hold on, I'm going to write this down.
Aboriginal Indigenous man.
You're talking too fast. Moorish American. Aboriginal.
Indigenous. Sovereign man. Okay? And as far as jurisdiction, man, according to case law, federal Supreme Court statutes, there's no discretion to ignore lack of jurisdiction.
I'm going to interrupt you because I'm going to repeat once again. We haven't even gotten to the issue of jurisdiction yet. The issue is whether you are going to appear in this courtroom with an attorney or without an attorney. Simply that small issue.
I understand.
After we decide that issue, we will then move on to the issue of whether this court has jurisdiction over you, whether the charges are against you, all of those things. But for today,
I just must say, man, to add on to what you're saying, jurisdiction, for the record, can be challenged at any time.
Dude, you are so beyond in contempt. She could cite you at any frickin' time at this point.
See, Lantana versus Hopper. I'm raising jurisdiction now, man, asserting my constitutional right, and jurisdiction hasn't been proven. I haven't even had a rebuttal from the prosecutor, man. There hasn't even been a rebuttal. The judge is not supposed to be the arbitrator. I haven't had a rebuttal once from the prosecutor.
I can assure you, I am not an arbitrator.
I understand. I've sent plenty of documentation asking for the returning of the documentation that the prosecutor office holds in regards to the fact of my identity and it proving that the state has no jurisdiction. And jurisdiction, again, can be challenged at any time. See Lantana versus Hopper. The burden shifts to the courts to prove jurisdiction. See 100 SCT 2502. There is no discretion to ignore a lack of jurisdiction. See Rosemont versus Lambert 46-9 F2D 416. So, with that being said, man, can jurisdiction be proven for the record? I'm here under threat, duress, and coercion. Because I'm here, I'm not here on my own free will, other than threat, duress, and coercion. On the bail recognizance sheets that was signed, Brandon Casimir isn't signed to that. That's who originally was charged. If you amend the court records to say and reflect that Brandon Casimir is also known as Cheyenne Kushmir Ill or Cheyenne Matola Kushmir Ill and any and all derivatives, that would be improper and that would be illegal and unlawful because I'm not also known as Brandon Casimir. The documentation that was given to the officer was given when he asked. I gave him authentic documentation from the state of New Jersey. That was authenticated, authenticated by the state of New Jersey. That officer had no jurisdiction. He asked where I was traveling. I said Timbuktu. This land is indigenously called Timbuktu.
Wrong.
Thank you.
This is exactly why Moorish Americans are a joke and why the greater part of the world looks at these people like they are a joke. This man just said that the Americas or the United States was indigenously known as Timbuktu. But then you have other Moorish sovereigns saying that the United States is known as Morocco. Then you have other Moorish Americans who will say the United States is known as a Mexum.
I was going to say, I remember
other Moorish Americans
hold on, we got more?
that say the United States is known as Turtle Island. You see, these people are not even on the same page, let alone even reading the same book. This is absolutely ridiculous. Nobody will ever take Moorish Americans seriously.
That officer had no jurisdiction. He asked where I was traveling. I said Timbuktu. This land is indigenously called Timbuktu. I have the right to assert that right according to Article 6 of the treaty.
I'm going to interrupt you. There are some people that believe that this is the state of New Jersey. You may not believe that, but there are people that believe that this is the state of New Jersey.
Belief is not reason and facts, man. So because the state of New Jersey gives out authentication documentation on West State Street in Trenton, New Jersey, that's why I know the state of New Jersey to exist at. The state of New Jersey is not the soil of the land. So if anyone thinks that the state of New Jersey is the soil of the land, they're sadly mistaken.
Well, I think that there are probably some people that believe that you are sadly mistaken.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The state of New Jersey is not the soil of the land. So if anyone thinks that the state of New Jersey is the soil of the land, they're sadly mistaken.
Well, I think that there are probably some people that believe that you are sadly mistaken, but that is not the issue today. If you wish to address the issues that I have brought before my issue today is, are you going to appear with a lawyer or are you going to appear without a lawyer? That is the only issue I am addressing today. I am not addressing the issue of jurisdiction.
Excuse me, ma'am. According to federal case law in the United States Constitution and the United States Supreme Court,
and when the issue is raised properly before this court, I will consider.
It can be raised at any time, ma'am.
Excuse me a moment, please. There's a lot of talking going on in the courtroom that I can hear. If I can hear it, it is being recorded on our recording system. Two things. I don't think you want people on the recording system to know what you're saying. The second is you're interfering with me. If it continues, I will have to ask you to leave the courtroom.
Objection, ma'am. According to Canon 3, A judge should accord to every person who is legally interested in a proceeding or that person's lawyer full right to be heard according to law. Asking us to leave the room, man, is
I'm not asking you to leave the room at all. I'm asking people who were speaking so loudly that they're interfering with the proceedings.
You asking me, am I going to proceed with attorneys? This is my society. And my greatest society exists beyond these walls. They have power of attorney, a written agreement, contractually. That's a constitutional right for us to be able to enter.
What do you want them to do? Who is it actually that holds the power of attorney?
My entire council. This is my council.
And what do you want them to do?
Council. According to the constitutional law.
No. Tell me the actions that you want them to take in this courtroom today.
Counsel. I want my society members
sitting next to you?
Yes, counseling.
That is not going to happen, sir.
Well, that is illegal, man.
It is not. When you need to consult with them, you simply tell me. You can step outside. We have a private conference room on the left-hand side. You can consult with them there. They are not going to sit at the council table with you.
According to the Code of Judicial Conduct, man, that's not stipulated in Article 3.
There are a lot of things that aren't stipulated in Article 3, including the fact that you and I need to consult with one another. We need to be polite to one another.
Absolutely,
that's not
man.
there.
Absolutely.
So there are a lot of things that aren't there.
I'm being polite as possible, man.
I'm not suggesting otherwise.
Okay, and just to add for the record once more.
Is this all for the record?
Yes, it's
okay, then you let me know when you're finished putting it on the record, and then you and I will continue with our discussion.
Man, jurisdiction can be challenged at any time. See Lantana versus Hopper. I'm raising jurisdictional issues right now, man. You're asking me to assert whether or not I will have an attorney at law be representing me. That is impossible, unlawful, illegal, and that is against your constitutional oath if you force me to get an attorney at law. I've already asserted the fact that jurisdiction can be challenged at any time. Of course, must prove on record all jurisdiction facts related to the jurisdiction asserted. We can't proceed until jurisdiction is proven.
You finished?
Yes, ma'am.
The issue we are going to discuss today, and I'm going to repeat this for the layup
I move
time.
the court, ma'am, to dismiss this case for lack of jurisdiction.
Denied.
Jurisdiction can't be challenged at any time.
Don't repeat yourself 4 times, please. I listen carefully. I write things down. If you wish to file that sort of an application with the court, it can be filed in writing upon notice to everyone involved. I am not going to repeat myself again. I cannot conduct this proceeding with noise from the front row. If you lady, ma'am, and you gentlemen want to stay here, be quiet.
I'm not a gentleman, man. I'm a nobleman. Just for the record.
If you are a Moorish, American, Aboriginal, Indigenous, sovereign man, whatever you are, be quiet in my courtroom. I cannot do this with people talking in the audience.
I like that. She actually grabbed the paper that she wrote down all his bullshit from before. That was awesome.
Can jurisdiction be proved, man?
Sir, we are not dealing with the issue. I've told you before. If you want to raise that issue, you file an appropriate motion.
It hasn't been filed, man.
No, I haven't seen it yet. I'll deal with it when I see it. If it's not in the appropriate form, it's not going to get dealt with. The issue today is whether you are able to proceed in this proceeding with a lawyer or without a lawyer.
I'll be proceeding, ma'am, and probably if it's honest to judge with the right of my society and law firm to consult me.
Well, all of that is well and good. The decision I'm going to make today is whether you are going to have an attorney at law who is admitted to practice law in the state of New Jersey representing you. And that's what we're going to talk about now.
Excuse me, ma'am. The practice of law cannot be licensed by any state. Board versus Swear. A plenary license is not a license.
And what's the case that you just cited? What's the case you just cited?
Board versus Swear, man. Or Swear versus Board.
Right. Yeah. Did you read that case?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, what is it about? Why don't you tell me what the case is about?
I'm not here to get in the subject, man.
Uh-oh, I have a feeling the guy didn't read that case, because I read that case, and I have a feeling the judge is going to let us smack him down. He quoted the wrong case there.
Ma'am, I'm simply stating for the record.
Sir, you cannot sit at that table and read part of a sentence out of a United States Supreme Court case and tell me that it means that the practice of law cannot be restricted in any way.
No, what this judge just did right here, She pretty much just called him out for cherry picking and making arguments on cases that he fully doesn't even comprehend.
Ma'am, it can be restricted for those who are U.S. citizens. I'm not a U.S. citizen. I'm a Norse American, indigenous, sovereign. I've already stated this for the record.
No, in fact, all that case had to do with whether the state of Georgia could stop someone who was...
Objection, ma'am. I am not making an application. I gave you an affidavit of fact. It is your duty to dismiss this case because this court has no jurisdiction, and the complaint warrant, according to the governing rules of the courtroom for the state of New Jersey, hasn't been signed.
Denied.
Anything else that you want to tell me before I make my decision concerning whether this case will proceed with a lawyer or without a lawyer?
I would like to say for the record that jurisdiction hasn't been proven.
I agree with you. I agree with you that you have raised that issue and it needs to be resolved. And the record shall so reflect that you have raised it and that I have told you that. Anything else you want to say?
Until this court can prove jurisdiction, these proceedings are colorable, fraudulent, and I will be proceeding with the law because it always provides a remedy, and I will be filing criminal charges, and I will be filing criminal charges and civil suits in federal court regarding this issue.
Done?
Anything else you want to
say? It's like, you done now?
Nothing else for the record other than jurisdiction hasn't been proven for the record. And I'm here under threat, duress, and coercion.
Fast forward there a little bit, that's why you heard a little shuffle. Still fast forwarding.
Is that everything you want to say?
I was long ago concluded that.
Okay. I'm going to render my ruling now then. On April 22nd, 2008, an indictment was filed and was handed down by the grand jury. And the title of the indictment, and it's indictment 2008-04-0441. And the caption of the indictment is the State of New Jersey versus Brandon Casimir, also known as Cheyenne M. Casimir L. There is another defendant, Cornell C. Dixon, also known as Colonel Chauncey L., also known as Cornell Hall.
I'm not Brandon Casimir.
There have been lengthy discussions in this courtroom with regard to whether Brandon Casimir is a real-life person, not a real-life person, someone who used to exist, who doesn't exist now. There's been a lot of discussion about that. The Moorish American Aboriginal Indigenous Sovereign man who stands in my courtroom this afternoon has advised me that his name is Cheyenne Matuto Kushimir L.
Objection, ma'am. My name is not Cheyenne Matuto Kushimir L. That is my attribute. A name is a name or label of a corporation.
Well, this is a new piece of information.
I've never put on the record, ma'am, for the record, that my name was Brandon Casimir.
The Moorish American Aboriginal Indigenous Sovereign man who stands in my courtroom today has the attribute.
This judge is clearly patronizing this Morris Salva because his arguments are ridiculous. He literally thinks just because he changes his name that he's a different person. And she's calling him by his name, or rather appellation, and he wants to button and tell her that's not his name, that's his appellation, as if it would make any difference in this court hearing. These people are absolutely ridiculous.
Cheyenne Matuto Pushimir L.
Mutota. Mutota.
The issue in the hearing today, and when I say today, it has been continued several days, is whether the Moorish American Aboriginal Indigenous Sovereign Man with the attribute Cheyenne Matuto Pushimir L can continue his involvement in this litigation without a lawyer. I have used the words pro se. He objects to that. It is my understanding that he wants it to be impropria persona sui juris. In the state of New Jersey, we have started to talk about self-represented litigants. However you call it, the issue is the same, and that is whether this person can continue in this litigation with or without an attorney. The indictment as to Cheyenne Matuto Pushimir L charges three things. In count one, it charges possession of a controlled dangerous substance, to wit cocaine, out of an incident that arose in Mount Laurel on October 24th, 2007. It further charges in count two, third-degree false documents, and alleges that there were, it alleges in the indictment a fraudulent U.S. Department of State public minister credential in the name of Chief Minister Cheyenne M. Pushimir L as a means of verifying a person's identity.
Objection, ma'am.
And there is the same allegation made in count three, except that it is a fourth-degree crime.
Objection. That indictment does not say Cheyenne Pushimir L.
It doesn't matter what the indictment says. The indictment is for you. The indictment is for the person who got fingerprinted when they got charged, and that is you.
Alright, we're going to have to leave you there. We will pick up this case tomorrow at that point. In the meantime, please make sure you do like, share, and subscribe. Get us to goals of 5,000 viewers, 1,000 subscribers. So Boxing Extras and YouTube will pay attention. Actually, 50,000 and 1,000. And of course, until then, make sure you do like, share, and subscribe. Be kind to one another, because when it boils down in the world, that's all we have. And if everyone's kind to one another, there would be peace in the world. So until next time, make sure, of course, it's a great new world to release the Krakens. We'll see you overnight for more from Day One with Shadow People with Art Bell.